mission on your pilots made out that helicopter they're shooting at.
What's up guys, this is Less Than Dave with 3 Commando Brigade, and this video is just going to be a very brief overview of the ACE ballistic system that we use on our public server. I've had a couple of guys ask over the last few days how ACE ballistics works, so hopefully this video will give you a few pointers and cover the basics and allow you to begin to engage targets using a sniper rifle or DMR at medium to long ranges. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that we've got the equipment that we need. You'll notice that I'm carrying the Kestrel 4500, the ATRAG MX and the Vector 21 rangefinder. Now all three of these items are very important when it comes to zeroing your rifle, and when used properly will mean that you will need fewer warm-up shots, and you won't need to walk your rounds into the target as much as you probably would if you were trying to range a target by eye. Now the first thing that we need to do is make sure that our ATRAG MX, which is our ballistic calculator, is set up for the ammunition that we're using. So we can open the ATRAG using the ACE interaction menu. I've actually got it bound to a hotkey as well just to make life easier. Now when you first open the ATRAG, this will be the main screen that you'll see. If we click on gun list, you'll find a list of quite a few calibers going up from 5.56 through 7.62, 3.38, all the way up to your 50 cals. Now at the moment we're using 7.62 by 51mm. It's the M993AP variant, so we'll select that. Now we also need to program the ATRAG with the weather conditions that we're operating in at the moment. So we open the atmosphere screen, and then we can also open our Kestrel, which is opened in the same way. I've also got it bound to a hotkey. Using the arrow keys on the Kestrel, we can cycle through the screens, and it's user screen 2 that we're looking for. So this will give us the ambient temperature, the barometric pressure, and the relative humidity. So we'll get that programmed in. Now we'll also need to provide the ATRAG with some information on our target. So I'll open the vector up. As you can see, we've got some willing volunteers out here. So first of all we need the range, so by holding R and pointing at the target, release R, and he's 625 meters away. That's already programmed in there. And we also need the inclination angle, so by double tapping and holding tab, get this information. So that will show us the compass bearing to the target as well as the inclination angle. So because the target's below us, the angle is -1, and we'll get that programmed into the vector, into the ATRAG as well. That's all in. Now what we'll also need to do is work out the windage and how that's going to affect our shot. So we'll open up the Kestrel again, cycle through to our wind speed page. So it's currently at 2.8 meters per second. So we'll program that in. Now we also need to know the wind direction. So by pressing Shift and K, we get this little arrow up in the top left hand corner of our screen. Now this is handy if you are just a regular infantryman or an MG gunner, not just when you're using a sniper rifle or DMR. Any shots you take in at range that are going to be affected by the wind, this will sort of tell you how hard that wind's blowing and which direction. And obviously that from there you can sort of work out where to aim off your target. But it also works like a clock face, so we'd say there that the wind's coming from the 7 o'clock direction. So we'll get that programmed in as well. Now, if we press the calculator button, just to make sure that all these fields are reset, and it's telling me that I'm going to have to adjust my scope 4.98 mils up for elevation and 0.65 mils left for windage. So let's get those programmed in. So we can dial up our scope by pressing page up. We'll round that one up to 5. And 0.65 left. So to dial in windage, we hold Control and page up and page down. Now, if you were to adjust right, it would be a positive number, and to adjust left is a negative. So we need to adjust 0.65 left. And we should be zeroed there. And there we go. One thing to note there is that the wind direction and speed can change over time, as well as through your position. So you'll see me moving there. The wind speed, or the wind direction rather, is changing as well. So don't always take as true that once you've got your wind speed that it's going to stay at that level. It will change, and you're probably going to need to take 1 or 2 shots, even when you're dialed in, to make sure your shots are hitting your target. But if you follow those instructions, you should be able to at least get your rounds in the general ballpark. Okay, I hope this video has helped, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the battlefield engaging those targets at range.